everyone, and welcome back to Fleet Plays Transport Fever 2, where we had a minor issue yesterday, where my PC just decided that, yes, we shall engage in the procedure known as locking up, as opposed to locking in. Ha 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 ha. Hysterical laughter all around. Good one, Fleet. Joking aside, let's get back into actually, you know, making the 1880s 1880 in essence. Basically. There we go. And then, yep. And, yep. Got to now do some of the things that we already did. There we go. Because I was... Oh, yeah, that's right. I crashed when I was going to build a line to and from Saltburn and I wanted to have the line go around from... It was either, yeah, from Darlington train depot to the other side. Yeah, I remember now. So we'll hold off on that for now, I think, since that did cause a crash. And let's actually just look around and see if we can optimize other parts of the networks. I think we got this line, did we? Oh, no, we did not. You did not get got. So, yeah, you need to get got. That's fine. Well, this won't take too long. And, no. And, yep. And again, you're being upgraded to a trunk route, which means you get the proper treatment. So, luggage van. Oh. Luggage van. 2 first class. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third class, and then a brake at the rear to bring us up to 64 capacity on that line. There we go. Perfect. The main line is still worked by, yeah, the double-headed 044s. Working the London to Edinburgh trains. When it comes, obviously, this is still a secondary. This is a secondary line, but it's a secondary line that is becoming sort of a partial main line. So the connections on it do actually matter. So for this long run across the northern sort of mountainous area, I am actually going to mandate that we give it the new 67-mile-an-hour trains, although they will have the secondary line livery of cream plus the secondary line colour. There we go. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to upgrade the branch trains, since those are actually doing fairly well as they are. I did get the... Yeah, so Darlington to Cape Stephen is fine. Did I upgrade you to be... no, oh, no, I did not. I did not upgrade you to be... So, yeah, you need... Yeah, you need the new express power. Since it increases the speed at which the trains actually run. And that is a non-stop train to and from here to Edinburgh. Which provide connections with the south towards London here at Darlington, which is kind of huge. If you consider that the next station over, Thirsk, doesn't have direct trains to Edinburgh. You have to go via Aldbridge to Edinburgh. There we go. Okay, so, well, here we are. Let's crack on, shall we? So, we've got plenty to do, and lots to do in it. So, what have we got over here, I see? Okay, so, we got the trains running, coal line, all that. It's fine. Mostly solved most of the problems when it comes to trains backing up with the 4-track section. We're going to stick with the secondary line service here. Scarborough to Hull can stay as it is. Where is the actual Hull train? Oh, yeah, you are actually waiting correctly as you should be. That's fine. I got the whole service, didn't I? Replaced that with a, an 044. Yeah, I did. Yep. That's fine. When it comes to, okay, so that train's now being worked as it should be. That's very good. Timber and everything else is being loaded. You need to move, sir. Thank you. Again, this is a secondary line. I'm happy to leave it with the 222s that work the secondary services. They're fine as they are. No reason to change them. They do a perfectly reasonable job. It's only certain services that need the upgrade, if I'm going to be completely honest. So, for example, the King's Lynn, the Leeds regional service absolutely needed the upgrade. But the... And yeah, I also gave it to the King's Lynn to Harwich because it was a long run. It did provide a direct connection to London from the King's Lynn. So... And especially with the new... services we have, it's all going reasonably well so far. Right, okay, let's see. Can we plow through the 1880s in one go? If we can, I'll be very impressed. So there goes one of the trains heading eastbound. I left a lot of the other stock as it is. These LSBCR 240s still work a lot of the secondary services at about 50 miles an hour, which is fine. Like, these sort of point-to-point single stop services are normally worked by these trains because it keeps the cost of using them down for passengers. That's fine. Did we get the Sheffield trains? We did not. Okay, we did not get the Sheffield trains. But then again, we don't know if I have anything to replace them because... Actually, yeah, no, I think I'll leave them as is, as a heavy freight hauled train for a single pop. And then you got suburban traffic now being worked by these 044 tanks. Very, very well indeed. I do kind of like the look of that whole suburban rake. It's very nice. So we've got plenty of timber coming in, plenty of wood coming in. Trains carrying timber and wood really making headway now. We could probably, yeah. Actually, I'm thinking about it. Actually, yeah. Given the amount of traffic we're now carrying, yeah, you could probably actually justify. Well, we can do if we actually, you know, get the there we go, the right livery. A proper full-length rake of freight wagons for this service. Because of just the amount of stuff we are actually carrying. There we go. And oh, I need to do the same thing down there again, don't I? Zoom. Move your ass! Thank you. And see, this is exactly why they're all bunching up down here when they really need not to. Need to be really careful about this. There we go. Train's coming in very nicely. Everything's moving as it should be. There's some freight traffic intermingled here, but for the most part, everything's running entirely as it should be. including the expresses to and from London, actually. They're doing really well for themselves. They basically just get to 75 and they hold that clip constantly all the way from London to Doncaster. There we go. And that lovely blue livery for the London to Sheffield train. And then, of course, we want... That'll be the, yeah, that's the London to Hull train. There we go. And then, if I'm correct on this line, there should be the yep, the train from King's Lynn to Doncaster. And if I'm not mistaken, oh, that's not one of them, but it is one of those. And he should have arrived by now. Oh no, he hasn't. He's nearly here. Oh, he's turned around and gone. Or is that them? Or where is... Oh, no, he's stuck behind the other... Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, there he is. He's coming. He's coming. Slow but steady wins the race. I need bloody more trains on this line. At the rate we're going. Wow. We're actually running out of... We're actually running out of storage! More storage required here. So, just keeping an eye on everything down here so that everything doesn't fall apart, which we need it to not do. Come on, hurry up. What about the, okay, D2 class 044s. That's not terrible, but it's not great either. What I need some more engines. I'm hoping to get a good tranche of engines in the 1880s to really make the network actually function properly. Since we desperately, desperately need it. There we go. Still, everything's functioning mostly alright. Not perfect, Mark you, but mostly alright. There we go, that's fine. That gives that service the through it needs, which is fine. That's exactly what it should have. And that goes, then that goes there, that goes there. The coal train is cleared out from its junction there onto the main line to make the descent into the tunnel towards York. And of course you've got the steel waiting at York to go from York to Scarborough to then be picked up by another steel train. Speaking of which, there should be the new longer version of... Yep, there we go. Yeah, you will hold in place for the actual regular passenger train, thank you very much. Ah, yes, you! I knew there was something I'd forgotten. Yes, you need to be given the new... As a vital interchange line to link in with the East Coast Main Line, you absolutely need the new rolling stock, although you will have the correct livery for it because you are not a trunk route, you are a secondary line. We're not carrying that many people. No, we're not. We might carry more people if we're slightly faster, but not too many, I shouldn't think. We'll see how we go. We'll have to see what traffic demands actually indicate and what we actually get. Because we may get something, we may get nothing. You don't know. Okay, so So we got the freight flows are going mostly all right. I mean, there's always the complicated mess of track work that is the stations around York. And the track work around York. And it always will be this way. That's just the way it is. It is a massively complicated bit of track work, and it will always be so. And I'm still leaving some of these little 042s on freight work because they do the job for the length of train we're dealing with. Well, a lot of the slightly heavier trains have got an 060s in charge. There you go. Come on. Hurry up now. Good lord, anybody would think. More storage space, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, we need more stuff. But look at the roads. The road bridges. Just... I hope we've got enough room for catenary under that in the future. Because if we don't, we're going to have problems. Okay. For the most part, though, everything has switched to be reasonably alright. You still do have the very steep ascent out of the tunnel under York, but it does, for the most part, seem to be working. These are the London-bound express freights. There's 4 of them. And they never run empty, no matter which direction they're going. Who says we don't have freight? Gonna be interesting as freight loads increase on certain parts of the network. It really is. There we go. That's fine. Hang on. Have you arrived? You have. Okay. Oh, no, you haven't arrived. You're still waiting to go. You haven't actually entered the station yet. Oh. Why are trains using... Get out of there. Yeah, okay, we need to really look at this section of trackage and really think what the hell is going on down here. Because as it stands currently, we're just not really moving things. We're not moving things, we're not... Yeah, we need to really reconsider the arrangement of trackage here. Yeah, track 1 is off limits for anything except the inbound trains to go north. How is the unbunching for that? Anyway, let's have a look. Okay, that's actually as it should be. So I'm gonna turn you round and get you off, then I'm gonna let you unbunch naturally. Actually, we'll see if you do unbunch. If you do, then we'll see how you go. Do you wait or do you go? I'm going to let you go and then we'll let the other one unbunch. That should sort everything out. Hopefully, he says. Okay. What train's actually... Oh, yeah, that's for the other through tracks, yeah. That's most of the trackage through there, yeah. Okay, where are you going? Oh, so you're not actually joining the main line. You can't be. Oh, you might be actually. Hello, Channel Lord. Welcome to the stream. Let's see, you're doing that. That's fine. This is all fine. It's all good. Everything seems to be going reasonably all right. York Steel Mill is actually producing as much as I want it to. Yeah. Steel trains are holding up the entire goddamn bloody line, it seems. I mean, all up steel trains are approaching nearly 750 tons in weight. Like, it's not an insignificant weight of train for locos like this to pull. Okay, so... There we go. Then that moves through there like that. That train's delayed, but that's fine. That's what you expect. We've got the grain train that comes in from the other side. We desperately need more cargo buildings to store things. Just so we get more storage, because, good lord. Okay, yeah, you guys need to be massively upscaled in size. You are not nearly long enough to handle the amount of cargo that you are expected to handle at all. Like, at first when you guys started, I didn't think there was going to be really much demand for you, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm going, yeah, no, there is actually a massive demand for moving cargo by you guys, so... yeah. I am going to actually make sure that cargo is moved by you. Because there needs to be. You're not moving more crew than you are anything else. Newark. Oh yeah, you're going to Newark to supply all the towns around Newark. You're a long distance manifest freight train, it's what you are. Same way as the London to in the same way that the fast freights to London are. Your long manifest box fan freights. And we still have long coal drags, of course. Mineral traffic is still one of our strongest sectors. In particular from the mines around in between Hull and Scarborough. That's where we get most of our coal and iron ore from to feed the two steel mills that we actually do feed. Yeah, getting traffic out of that steel mill onto the main line has always been a problem, but the mainline traffic has to have priority. If it doesn't, it's just a massive problem. Actually, yeah, 1 second. Let me just manage vehicle. Sell. There we go. Replace that with a tram depot. Then we want a 4-4. So we want a 3-3. We want about, I reckon we want about 16 such vehicles. Actually no, probably about 10. And that then replaces that. And they just move iron ore, so there we go. And then again, I'm going to also phase in trams on this one as well. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go, okay, that's fine. We're going to have a tram depot here. On this end here, because what that means is that we can then feed in trams going both ways. We're gonna scrap all the vehicles on that line, because all they do is move iron ore. And we're then going to replace them with about 30 industrial trams, which move faster, carry more, and will dramatically decrease the cost to run the whole thing. It's going to lead to some disruptions, but it should all work. There we go. Every second tram I'm going to turn around. So we set up this industrial railway right. Oh, go on, industrial tram, I believe in you. There we go. Industrial trams! They're beautiful things. They are beautiful, beautiful things. Not always. They don't work for some things. Well, for most of it, they do in fact work. There we go. And then we got more stuff coming in, and hopefully once everything's set up, it should all work as intended for the most part. It's almost like the line was set up for it as well. It's like it's got the stations to allow for this sort of thing. There you are. There we go. Parallel stations there. Trams coming down here. Oh, it's all happening. It is all happening. The little industrial railway. It's very nice. What I could also do is I can also move things via proper industrial railway. So, for example, what I can do is I can go, okay, see, this here is nice, but I want to provide a link into the steel mill here. I want to move. I want to move iron ore, and I do. And then what you can do is you can build actual industrial railways. Which are actually really kind of useful. Because they cost far less to run than proper mainline railways do, and they enable you to do some funny things. Oh, I forgot to rejig. Rejig that. There we go. Perfect. Lovely. And then we want to... We want point work. There we are. And then we come through here like that. And then down into that tunnel there. I can also move passengers this way as well. We have like a little passenger coach we can use as well. But you don't really want to be moving passengers with it. Oh, hello, that's a new tender engine. That's nice. I will not say no to a new tender engine. Is that all I got? Well, never mind. It's fine. There we go. And then we have a little... we use these because they actually fit the best compared to having a full-size depot. It looks better. Even if it is a little mismatched, so... There you go. Through there like that. And then, of course, This is actually, ironic enough, supposed to be one of the heaviest signaled parts of the line. Simply down to the frequent nature of the traffic it's supposed to deal with. There we go. And so basically what we do is we go, okay, industrial railway locomotive, hello my friend, how are you? And then a bunch of industrial railway iron ore wagons up to about 80 capacity. Like that. Then we put another Ivan on the other end, like that. And then I say one about 6 of these. And then that is the new industrial railway. And that will move that iron ore into the wider freight network. And that is basically the whole idea. That's basically the whole plan. Move the iron ore into the freight network. And then leverage it. And then, and because they're dual drive, they can just reverse. They don't have to. Just the driver just changes ends, and that's it. Off you go. And if you think about it, it's only 1 mile an hour slower than the really early steam engines we started the game with. So our customers are used to being served at this speed. It's adorable. It's an adorable little thing, and I love it, and I kind of had to have one industrial railway somewhere on the network, and I found the place for it. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Everything's going really well. Okay. Does Newark receive food delivery? Newark does mostly receive food deliveries. Is it? Like it's not receiving as much of its supply as it would like. Okay, let's have a look at you. Newark. Yeah, we have a freight depot, but it's not covering it all. That's fine. We'll add another freight depot. It's all right. We can do that. And we'll add it to the lorries that actually. So then you go back to Newark Central. On platform 2 again, same platform as before, and then you come back and you serve that plant there. There you go. And then that helps with, you know, dealing with a lot of the food shortages in Newark. Also, yeah, it requires... yeah, we have to run fuel trains into Newark at some point. Where we need somewhere. We need a refinery that actually produces fuel. Where are they? Okay. There is a vast refinery complex near Peterborough. There's also the oil to supply it as well. Because, yeah, Hull is actually flat out. So we're going to need another place to actually do it. Unfortunately. Yeah, it's going to be rough. That's going to be rough. Okay. Right. Okay. We'll deal with that in a minute. Because I'm just looking around. I'm trying to think how we're going to tie in the rest of this lot. Yeah. I could actually make that the first electric railway from Saltburn to Darlington. That's something I could actually do as and when it's ready. Use it as a sort of a test bed line for... Oh, this again. We've been through this. Stop it. Okay, so let's actually build this. Let's make it fairly steeply graded so that it's not, you know, it's not easy mode for the electrics, shall we say. Come on, come on. That should be more than enough to get a tunnel. Okay, alright, fine. You want to do it that way, we'll do it that way. There we go. That works. That works. That gives me the tunnel I want. Perfect. And then sort of build it like a light railway, basically. Sort of following the curves and the contours of the land. Just kind of snaking its way around. Oh. That was a bit weird. Over the hills rather than through them. There we go. Alright, we can keep doing with that. It's fine. There we go. Perfect. We'll have passing loops on the straight bit. This is the thing when you get to this level of money, you can kind of afford little projects like this that don't... Well, they kind of do and don't make financial sense. Like... I know early electrics are coming, and I've got some mods to actually bring them into the game, but not till the 1890s. So this line will have to be worked by Steam until then, which is fine. We have Steam engines that can work this line no problem at all. It's really not an issue to have this line be Steam worked at all. It's really quite straightforward to have it be actually done. Oh. There we go. Like that. Like that. Oh, I can actually feed the trains in from the depot there. Bar a little switch there. There we go. Be a railway line. It'll start from Saltburn. It'll run into Darlington. There we go. And for passenger trains, I've always said this should probably be the oddball part of the network. So yeah, we'll work it with the metros. Yeah, we'll work it with the metro tanks in sort of a push-pull sort of variety. So yeah, we'll work it with them. We'll work it with a set of push-pull metros because that'll be very funny. That will actually be aggressively funny, I think, or is it that? Is it that one? It's that one, yeah. Yeah, because that will actually be aggressively funny. It'll make no money at all, but it will be very funny. Just... Whee! There he goes! my god, I should not be laughing! I should not be laughing! I should not be laughing at all. Oh my god, there they go. The mightiest engines that ever lived. God almighty. Don't know if there'll be any demand for Saltburn to Darlington traffic. We'll have to see. They give it the beans, and they're away. Oh my god. There they go! Oh my god, there they go. Okay. Right, so we've got a few options here. So, let's have a look. So, we've got iron ore, everything's going fine there, no problems at all. Now that we've got double flow traffic happening, the number of trams is actually really quite well for what we need. Although, actually, if I'm looking at it, I can probably trim those guys down to be... I can probably trim you boys down to be... Actually, we'll wait until until loads are consistently under... oh, they are. Oh, they are consistently under 2 wagons. Okay, in that case, then, yeah. Trim them down to 2 wagons. That'll massively increase their speeds, but it'll make everything a lot more efficient, which is fine. Whereas those trams need their wagon lengths to be the way they are. There we go. Perfect. Again, we got the problem with steel trains waiting, but that's just the way it is. And again, this... Can't help but feel... How would I work that? Like that, and then... Like that, maybe? That's how you'd have to work it, wouldn't it? Use a box truss girder bridge or something like it, yeah. You'd have to work it that way, yeah. Because it's never a problem coming the other way. Coming the other way, it's never really a problem, but it's just this way. It's always a problem. That makes that way, and then he comes through here and goes straight down that line, and then we'll remove that line and we'll replace it with the overbridge. The thick trusses support it. And in theory, that should make everything a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, there we go. That makes everything a hell of a lot easier. Because now that entire section of the line is now just freight only, which I am perfectly fine with. That is absolutely fine with. You look around the map and you find things to tinker with, and that is kind of the late game in Transport Fever when you don't go in for detailing, like I generally don't. I mean, I'm not opposed to a little bit of detailing, but it has to feel natural, if you want lack of a better term. There we go. Do that. Perfect. Brilliant. Fantastic. Everything's going mostly all right. We're doing fine. So there we go. Then we've got that crossover there, the junction there. Again, with the sheer amount of throughput that we have, I can't help but wonder. Yeah, I can't help but wonder, given the delays that they cause. Oh. Hello? Hello, Dr. Clark. Oh, he's bringing... Oh, Dr. Clark is raiding me. Oh, good lord. He's pulling off a proper Viking. Oh, sweet Mary me. Good lord. What a shocking revelation this is. Didn't see it coming. Just completely surprised. It's Linda Swan all over again. End of history. Something like that. Hello, Alex. How's your stream been? All well, I hope? And that should be both... Yep. Hello, Leslie. Okay. How am I going to do... Big hum. Big hum. Big thing. Okay. If we go up like that. Then we go over like that. A bit more of this and that. Thank you. We do that. Like that. Yes. And then we go like that. No, we don't use that. We use one of these. Like that. There we go. Yes. Perfect. Then we can come in like that. Yeah. And then we go like that. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Fleet's got it. I can build railways. Fleet, you have to be so loud when we're having lunch. I don't know. I'm not loud. I'm just doing things. I'm just streaming. Lunch, it's... Well, I suppose it depends on where you are in the world, whether or not it's lunchtime. You can turn me down, you know. The volume slider exists for a reason. I'm in Copenhagen. Fair enough. Hang on, wouldn't that mean it's even later for you than it is for us? Yeah, wouldn't that mean it's later for you? Wouldn't it be dinner time, not lunchtime? Well, that helps with that, at least. Oh, dear. So, yeah, we need to really, really hype up things. So, where are we? Everything seems to be running reasonably all right. No... They always like to check the network for jam-ups, because you do occasionally get them every now and then. Okay, yeah, he's gone already. So, he's there, he's there. He's there. That's the line through there. There's the express train on its way to Leeds. It's stuck, but it was stuck. Now it's going to take the diverting line and actually accelerate again. That's fine. Okay, there's a southbound freight, unless I'm very much mistaken. When that upbound freight passes the downbound freight, he should turn around and leave. And if he doesn't, I'm going to do it manually. So let's get them together. So there we go. So this is the The freight train's a little bit slowed by the gradient, but it's doing alright. Making headway. Oh, that's good. That's good. Visiting museums is always nice. Wish I could go. Wish I could do anything like that, but no money. So much as I would love to, I'm stuck here in the UK. Praise be to the gods of finance. Where's my money? Or something like that. But yeah, Vass is apparently really good. From I was talking to Drac about it. Yeah, apparently Vass is really good. Definitely worth a visit from what I've heard. I've been to Japan, but that was very that was really pushing my budget, and I had to ask my family members for help to get me out there. So yeah. And of course I lost my job recently, so yeah, fun times. Fun times. What's the problem? What, why? Why are you mutually blocked? Why are you mutually blocked? What is the problem? Why are you mutually blocked? What is the problem? Why are you? Where do you go? You don't serve there. What's the problem with you then? What is the problem with you? Why are you... Because here, you go through there like that. Yeah. What is your actual problem? So you run down... Yeah, so you run down the double track main line. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's why. That's why there needs to be that through section, because it's not freight only. I'd forgotten about that. Okay. Well, given the now limited throughput... There we go. That'll do it. That will do it. And also, to be fair, grain numbers on that line have been down for a good while now. I should probably investigate giving it shorter trains. Because the grain numbers that we're pulling on there are not... They're not that high. Only about 100 weight worth of grain, so... I think it's time for a degradation? Reduction in service. That's the word. That's the word that Fleet is a-looking for. He says, knowingly. There we go. Shorter trains are better for everybody. Well, they're not better... You know what I mean. Viaduct me. Perfect. Who needs stone bridges when you can have viaducts? Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. Majestic piece of architecture. Yes. Thank you for being patient. But yeah, so here we are. Crashing onwards, moving swiftly. Leeds to Thirsk. How is the Leeds to Thirsk trains doing? They're doing alright, aren't they? They're carrying enough people. We need more. We need more. We might need more platforms at Thirsk. I promise I don't really have the... I don't really have the room for them. Oh, wait, did I not upgrade all my trams yet? Must not have. No, I must not have. I have not upgraded all my trams to the new faster trams. How shockingly idiotic of me. We need those faster trams to move fuel faster. How is North Allerton served by bus stops? Not terribly, actually. They're doing all right. I just wish we had more powerful engines or better coaching stock or, heck, any of the above, pretty please. Give me a more powerful engine to work the Scotch trains, so I don't have to double head them anymore. Please. I beg. Okay. York to... Wow, the York to Newark steel trains are doing really quite well indeed. Yeah, you guys are doing fairly well. Nice. Oh, I didn't check. Oh, please don't tell me it's all jammed up. It's not! Beautiful. Everything is actually working as it's supposed to. Oh, beautiful. We finally fixed that line. Fucking A. Yes. Ah, there's the little iron ore train arriving. There he is, brave soul. And in theory, if we time this right when we go down... Good old driver Steve at the controls there. So we go down into the tunnel. And the other tram should just be pulling on. Yep, there he is. There we go. So empties out one way, full trams in the other direction, and that's the way of things. And what this means is, because of what we do, Hexham Steel... Well, yeah, Hexham's going to close, but that's not a problem. That basically, that also feeds iron ore into the whole regional coal train network that we actually have. We have a network of mineral traffic that runs all across this region and actually works full trains in basically all directions because of the way we've set it up. Okay, why you all... Oh, this is what we're saving, that's why. There we go. Yeah, we need... Yeah, we need more grain into Scarborough. A lot more. We need to actually find and tap and... Oh. No. Oh, if I can, I'll be happy, because I haven't been able to use cargo shipping yet. If I can, I'll be very happy. Will you let me? Will you actually let me? Oh. There we go. You will actually, okay. And then if I do that, and then... Is it going to be a transfer? Is it going to be just within distance to transfer? Not quite. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We have a solution to this little conundrum. We absolutely do. Okay, here we go. Hi, how are you? Cargo is what I need. Thank you very much. Yes, you are a terminus. You are indeed a terminus. Cargo tram terminus. And literally all you do is you run, you rattle over here, and you drop off the grain. That is your purpose. You drop off the grain. That is what you do. You will deliver the grain. This is not up for negotiation. The grain must be delivered. You will deliver the grain. God, kill me now. I'm so flipping hysterical sometimes. And this is one of those times. Okay, so from here to there. There we go. And then we only want probably 2 trams now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Just the 2 cargo trams should be more than sufficient. And then what we do is we grab this and we actually build our first ship route that moves cargo by sea. Right. The T-clippers can do it. But are they actually efficient for it? No, probably not. Oh, I get a pair of British coasters. Well, we are actually on the British coast, so a pair of British coasters is thematic. So that's very true. There we go. Lovely. And they will ship the grain along the coast in these little coasters. Aren't they adorable? Lovely little things. First time I've really actually found a use for them. How does that even work? Oh, it does work. That's pretty neat, actually. There we go. Can I increase the length? No, not when it's built. I can't, apparently. Also, while that is a neat thing to have, I'm probably going to save that for situations where I'm not moving cargo for one simple reason. And that's basically down to the fact that basically I need the ability to store the vast amounts of grain when it gets here. And I can't do that with the specialized tram stations, unfortunately. So I need the good old-fashioned stations that we have. Hello to everyone who is now watching. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday evening. Go. And so now he is going to take on the grain. There we go. Perfect. Lovely. And he's going to go, and then he's going to wait until he has done his delivery. Then he's going to go round past the, once again, shout out to the shittest lighthouse in existence. So that's that done, which is good. I could probably also... Can I move coal by rail? I see. Not really. There's nothing really... There's no collieries near the coast I can really move coal from or to, if I'm honest. There's a few farms up here that I could ship. I could start shipping food down that way to Scarborough and then ship it over land via a cargo tram route into Scarborough food processing plant. But again, I am worried about is that going to be efficient? Is it going to work? It's all about moving capacity. And that is going to take a while to actually be built up to a point where it's going to be viable. So we'll have to see. I'm very concerned about the rate at which we are supplying. We are just about keeping up with the sawmills. Just about. And it is providing more than enough timber for our shipments to the Gainsborough Tool Factory, which is running absolutely flat out. Which is very nice. It's all part of the integrated freight network that I actually run. Which is doing very well for us indeed. Okay, hang on a minute. Did you guys... Hang on, are you guys actually scheduled to unbunch? You can't be. Steel, 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 steel. You are not! You were supposed to be, and you are not. No wonder you're all unbunched. No wonder you're all bunched together. Oh, and of course the old 060s still preserved on their little part of the network. Oh. Well, on the one, I did promise to keep these 060s, this part of the network, preserved as a refuge for the GWR 060s. So if we need more stuff to be moved, that means one thing: we need more GWR 060s, and that is just the way of things. Okay, no, that didn't replace everything. Thank fuck for that. That scared the living heebie-jeebies out of me. Bloody hell, that really did. We're all right though. Oh my god, the three, the triple header. There we go. Right. Okay. So things are going pretty well, actually. Things are going pretty well indeed. We are very, very nicely actually plowing through our workload. We're dear. There we go. There we go. Lovely. And this is why we needed 3 of the bloody things, because look at the amount of plastic. There's so much plastic. There is just so low plastic. Not anymore. Oh my day. Oh dearie me. Oh dear, dear, dear. Yeah, well, if anyone ever played Army Men RTS, you'll know where that reference is from. we go. And then hit here, there, off. And so should you be. How many tons is that? They're on 700 tons on the drawbar, that is. It's a heavy train. It's a very heavy train, actually. Up to 5 billion now. Is it billion? Do we have 5 billion? Is it 5 billion that we have? I'm not sure. Our bank balance is actually rapidly catching up with our company value. How much? Okay, we have 823 kilometers of track, which is good. There we go. All is going well. Machines. Yeah, one of you guys just blasted through the station. Yeah, machines, goods, tools. Yeah, no, you guys should be unbunching. Yeah, you guys should be unbunching, but you're not. Anyway, so have a look at the rest of the map. See what's going on. Check what the score is. See if there's anything needs upgrading or if it's a Newark. Newark is the starting point for the bridge line to Nottingham. That's running fine. No problems at all. Peterborough, there's no change. Yeah, Huntingdon is one terminus of the Cambridge line. But that's doing okay as a secondary line, I think. Yeah, that's doing okay as a secondary line. Doesn't need upgrading. Obviously, we've got the London to Bedford service, which then links into the London to Sheffield service. Okay, Prussian T3, not bad. Okay. Hello, aren't you lovely? Aren't you very nice indeed? You do 65 miles an hour. How fast can you go? How powerful are you? Show me your secret. Okay. That is... I don't know. Maybe. Well, we can trial it on some of the other lines. Yeah. I'll tell you what, we will give it a try on the northern service up to... Yes, don't worry, I will get to that. You don't have to worry about it. We will get to that. But we will trial you on the Scotch run. So, as usual, it's the Scotch run, so it's Teaks, so it's... Okay, so it's right here. So it's 2 breaks. 1, 2, 3, 4 first-class coaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 third class. And 1 break at the rear. And we'll have to see how it goes. But I'm willing to trial it as the new power for the Scotch stopping services. There we go. Yeah, they definitely seem to be quick off the mark. No slouches when it comes to actually accelerating the trains. Yeah, they definitely seem to be fairly quick off the mark, actually, yeah. Yeah, they're not terrible at all. They'll only really achieve their maximum speed up north, where you've got the long stretches of individual track on the Scotch. Oh, shit, the Scotch run. Buggy, I completely forgot about the thing I need to do up in Scotland. Quickly, to the north. Go. Okay, Fleet completely forgot to put buses into all the Scottish towns. I can hear the angry Scots be like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Denying Scotland a bus service. Okay, yeah, for my crimes, I'll see myself out. But I had to do the Scotch accent just a little bit. Teeny bit. Tiny little itty bitty bit. I've offended every single Scottish viewer I've ever had, but such is the price of a comedically timed joke. But yes, so here we are. So we'll work through the various towns that need a bus service, and we will give them buses. Will they be superb buses? I have absolutely no idea. We'll have to find out. There we go, there we go, there we go. There we go. 10 buses are what we need there. That's fine. We will provide them. Go away. Stop bothering me. Thank you. Thank you. Yep, 10 of these new omnibuses, steam-powered omnibuses that don't sound like they're steam-powered. It's complicated. It ain't worth talking about. There we go. Okay, so we'll do that there. Then Kinross. Hello, Kinross. Oh my god, the station has eaten the street. I don't know quite how that's happened, but it has, so that's very interesting. Okay, so we want one stop there. We need a 2-stopper up here because we need to serve that little fork there. Then we need a 1 stop there, and that should be that done, which is fine and dandy with me. Really good. And then we want again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, I've said this before. 10 seems to be, I don't know, maybe it's a subconscious thing, but a lot of the bus routes seem to come to like 10 stops when I'm building them, and I don't know why that is, but maybe it's a subconscious thing, maybe it's a thing in my deep subconscious. I don't know. Either way, that's a thing that we have to deal with. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, YouTube. Yeah, you guys need upgrades, don't you? I forgot. It's almost. It is very ironic because typical bloody British railway authorities neglecting Scotland. Yeah, we're still stuck with the 60-mile-an-hour services where we could have 67. Yeah, I know. Penny for my sins and all that. But yeah, where we're getting right now. We are providing the bus services that these cities desperately need to be a close-knit part of the network. You shall have your buses, and it will be good. It will be very good indeed. There we go. Yes, that's 1, 2, 3. Then we'll finish this line first since I'm focusing. Of course, they've redone the town. Of course they have. Typical. Right, I'm taking over. There, you're going right up there. And then you're going right down there. And there's going to be no... Redid the town, cuts off its access to the railway. Local politician, I see this as an absolute win. The railway company, you've lost your train service privileges. Die. Basically. That is so small a town that, yeah, you can just do a single circular and that will actually be fine. Because it won't take 20 minutes to do a full circuit, so people will be happy to do a full circuit if that's their journey. Ah, you're not getting me that time. You nearly got me, but not quite. There we go. Lovely. It's perfect. Perfect. Oh, wow. Dundee is big. I'll be back in just a second, folks. I have to... Well, I might have to do more than what I was planning to do because someone's knocking at the door, begging for my attention. Oh boy, here we go. Thank you all for being quite so patient. Little dog wanted to see what was going on, and then poor girl, bless her heart. Right, okay, so let's build Dundee's bus network. So given Dundee's size... Yeah, given Dundee's size, it's going to have a three-phase network. So first things first, we're going to actually build a outer circular tram network with lines running in both directions. And then we will absolutely add to that. There we go. So, let's add that outer circular tramway network in. There we go. That. Lovely. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have sort of an kind of out and back bus line that interlinks with the tramway network at multiple points. That's my whole thinking anyway. First things first, tram depot, then a bus depot. So let's get the tram network set up first, because then that's done. There we go. So from Church Street, round. So 9 buses is what we need. Sorry, 9 buses, 9 trams. Trams are not buses, buses are not trams. Well, depends who you ask. There we go. And then... So that's 1. There we go, round the other way. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So that's another 9 going to the way. As we say up north, to the way around. I don't know, I hate this sudden cold snap we're having. It really is a sudden cold snap. I really do feel it. Really bad. Not quite. You're not going to get me that easy. There we go. So that's that. Then we want the bus line. So bus. What? Why are you... There we go, that fixes that. Okay, that's fine. Then, okay, so bus. So bus out, then you go bus. No, stop it. Then you go Park Lane, you go down there, and then you do join the tram line for a little bit, and then you're back there, and that is 12. 12 buses. And that will link Dundee in. And then, of course, we'll need a... Dundee is one of the largest cities in Scotland, so it will probably need an express service link to Edinburgh. But we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Yeah. There we go. Bolton Ferry. Bolton Ferry. I can't speak my own language. Anyway, so Bolton Ferry. We're probably going to go with a combined out and back approach. So we're going to come out to here. Because it's kind of like a circular, but because of the way the city's laid out, it's also kind of like an out and back. It's a little bit of a weird one, but it should work perfectly fine. No problems at all. It was only an 8. Yeah, so yeah, only an 8 bus stopper. No problems at all. None whatever. No, not 91! Jesus Christ, not 91. I don't need that many buses. Thank you very much. And then whoop. Whoop. There we go. And then it's literally just this little place here that needs bus stopification. Which is not a word, but shh. Don't tell anyone. So again, this is what we call a combi out and back circular. So you have your out and back there, and then you have a circular in the center of town because it's needed because of the way the city's laid out. I haven't had to do many of those, actually. Most of mine have been simple out and backs with no circular involved. So it's very rare that I get to do a combi circular. Because they've either been circulars or out and backs. I haven't had to do a combi, basically, I think, on the entire map, as far as I'm aware. There we go. And with that, we have actually succeeded in adding those new areas to the network. Right, so you, my friends, you are the primary trunk line in Scotland. And I think it is time we actually gave you some properly Caledonian motive power. Given, you know, we are in that era. Actually, you are a major trunk route, so... No, we will give you a 044, since A, it is very Caledonian-alike, and B, it's kinda, you know, what they're set up for. They're not... These aren't properly heavy trains. These are... How many do we carry? About 66. Yes, we need to go more than that. So there we go. And there we go. And that's that. Okay, so these are secondary lines. Well, they would be if they didn't serve thingy. So we're going to give them both the same train setup. So both of you are going to get a brand new rake. So you carry about 15. You carry about... Yeah, so we'll go for about 40 in the rake. It's fine. No problems at all. Go, and then... Yep. 042 saddle tank. Yep. And then we'll keep that whole... Using the maroon liveried stock, but recolored for this northern area. So, 1 brake luggage. 1 first class. About... 3 third class and a third class brake. There we go. So then we have that. And then we have that, I believe. And there we go. Those are now... That's all the railway lines in Scotland sorted with their new rolling stock, which I very much like. Lovely. I have to see how these new engines deal with the climb up to Pitlochry. And this is one of the only main lines in the country where you do have to actually make a decent ascent to the final station at Pitlochry. To be fair, though, it does seem to be mostly alright. I'm actually fairly impressed with how well we've actually managed it. And of course, you've got the station at Dunfermline, which is the link for trains to and from Edinburgh. And of course, you now have Dundee, which... Dundee Station is one of those stations where I did think there was going to be an interchange here, but I didn't build one or plan for it. I planned for one at Perth, and I planned for one at Montrose, but I didn't plan for one at Dundee, even though Dundee is one of the biggest cities on the map. Now, I mean, if we look at city size, like, Dundee is the biggest Scottish city, I think. By a fair way. Yeah, Dundee is the biggest Scottish city by a fair way. Was it Aberdeen that's biggest? No, it is Dundee by a fair way. So... With Kilcandy being the way it is, I could actually provide a ferry service to Edinburgh as well. Actually, yeah, I probably should. I probably should provide a ferry service to Edinburgh, now that I think about it. That is probably a very good idea indeed. And we aren't supplying any of these goods industries anyway, so... honestly, their loss is not really that big of a deal, because it brings us right into the heart of Edinburgh with our ferry service, which is what I want. Kilcandy is served by that, but I will do what I usually do in this particular case, and we will have a... we'll have a short tram service that does link the train station to the ferry. Because that then provides a direct link between the ferry and the rest of Kilcandy, which is kind of important. There we go. And then we have the ferry link between Kilcandy and Edinburgh, which is probably very handy for those who actually want to use it. I reckon we'll get a fair amount of traffic on that. That'll be pretty profitable, I reckon. Obviously, we need to timetable the ships so that they don't actually catch up with each other, because that can be brutal for ferry routes. There we go. Lovely. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but good. I can also do one between Lucas and Borty Ferry. Because again, even though it is kind of direct competition with the hello! Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're having a good Sunday. It's not Christmas, so I won't say Merry Christmas, even though it would be funny. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And thank you for popping in to join us. Go. That's fine. And go. Make sure it's unbunched at both ends, as all ferries need to be. Like, it's all part of my plan. There we go. Perfect. And that should provide a link for passengers who want to travel from Kilcandy to Edinburgh and back without much problem at all. Although I don't think it's going to take passengers away from the train. I think it'll attract a different group of passengers. Go. So we've got the ferry service now. I have no idea how it's going to get in and out of there. Well, yeah, there's enough. There's enough space in. Yeah, you can fit a bus in there. Yeah, easy, easy. He says. Oh, so you've got Pitlochry. Train just leaving Pitlochry now. Descending down the track towards the interchange at Perth, where it links in with the main service from Aberdeen to Edinburgh. There we go. And then, of course, you've got the Northampton Oil Well is going to close. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome, Orions. You're welcome. Always I don't get too many viewers occasionally, so it's always nice when people do turn up and they're interactive and they're chatty. It's nice. There we go. The Edinburgh to Hexham route is really attracting a lot of passengers to it. And we've got the suburban work. we go. Over the bridge. Oh, yeah, and now we do actually have people who are willing to take the ferry boat, which is good. And then, there we go, we have people who are also willing to take ferry boats, which is very nice. As I thought there would be, I thought there would be demand here. I was absolutely proven correct. Yep, there is ferry demand here. It's not stupid large, but it's enough. It's enough demand for there to be ferries. Maybe, yeah, I'm thinking for this one, I think there's enough demand here just for one ship, given the speed of them. But here, I think it's 2 that's needed. Montrose is fine. Stonehaven is fine. I'm tempted to do a Montrose to Aberdeen ferry, because that'll be fairly cheap. Maybe, we shall see. So there we go, so that's all that. Everything up here is fine. I got the Aberdeen. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was supposed to make an Aberdeen to Edinburgh Express, but I never got round to it. I have kind of the rolling stock I want for it, but not quite. Oh, yeah, that's right, because that is those are the tracks specifically for the Flying Scotsman. I mean, I wonder, he says. Yes, you can, in theory, build that junction. Which would enable you to add in a... Yeah, you could do that, actually. That would work. If we do that, it'll have to follow the regular trains through Dunfermline, but given the elevation the track's on, it should be more than capable of having a passing siding through. Yeah, if we cut off here like that and try and hold our 75 mile an hour speed, roughly, give or take, the train should have enough speed that if we borrow under, not the other way around, like that, that should be more than acceptable. Perfect. Oh boy, don't be like that. Come on, work with me here, game. Work with me here. Okay, that's fine. See, there we go, that works. And then that works. It's a little bit weird, but it works. Practicality is what matters after all. So through here, over that sort of nice long bridge there, and then we pass. Oh yeah, it's going to be quite an easy pass there. Yeah, no problems at all. Nice, easy balloon pass. Like that. There we go. Look at that. Nice and easy. Then rejoin the trackage there. There we go. Lovely. It's going to be interesting in future years how that actually fits, but we'll cross that bridge as and when we come to it. Which we may come to it, we may not. It's going to be interesting to see. Okay, so go. So yep, so start there, and then you go through there like that. There we go. Perfect. And then they go the other way. Perfect. Perfect. And then, of course... Oh, hello. You're not connected. You should be. That would have been a nasty surprise for me. There we go. Perfection. Let's go through here like that. And then we go through here like that. Perfect. Lovely. And then, of course, past the busy junction station of Montrose. Montrose, Montrose, Monty, Stephen, Derek, Bob. Something like that. That's quite nice, actually. I like that. It sort of goes bypasses on the High Line and avoids the upgrade out of Adam Montrose by sheer nature of the fact that it's already at the height that the other trains have to climb to, which I actually quite like as a bypass line. I like, and also I like you look up from Montrose Station, you can see the sort of the bypass bridge. Right? I do love that. That's great. That's really quite nice, actually. That's really, like, I love it when Transport Fever creates things that look good just by nature of what you're actually building, and you're not trying to force it or beautify it, and it's just natural. That, for me, is when Transport Fever is absolutely at its best. Like, no question about it. There we go. Can I bridge? Will it let me bridge? Okay, what if we use our new cantilever bridge? Oh, okay. Oh, what if we're higher? Oh, what if we're higher? Yeah, if we're higher, which we are. Yeah, what if, yeah! We'll go over the town. That's beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's gonna have to put in another. Okay, if that's gonna lead to buildings being removed, it's only one of the bypasses. There's only gonna be one express train using it. I don't think we're gonna have much, if any, issues with trains stopping here, since it is at one end of the actual run. So yeah, we can make that a Why does that drop down to come back up? I don't... This game can be weird at times. It's fine. I'm not really bothered. What matters is that it works. And that's all that matters. There we go. Perfect. So now we can inaugurate the Aberdeen... the Aberdeen? Aberdeen to Edinburgh Express Service. And that will start from track 6. It should use the bypasses that we built. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it does. Brilliant. Fantastic. So that's fine. In that case, then, we'll get that all set up and ready. So. Oh, hello. Aberdeen. 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 Yes, Aberdeen. Aberdeen it is. It is Aberdeen. It can truly be said to be one of the Aberdeens of all time. There we go. So we want you, that colour. And then we want the only 75-mile-an-hour stop we've got. So, yep, PLM luggage car. First class, 2 second class, 3 third class. It's the only coaches we've got that actually match the locomotive speed. Those 2 engines and their coaching stock are going to go into Edinburgh Waverley Station. Which I know doesn't look like Edinburgh Waverley Station, but hey, just roll with me here. And then they are all set to begin their run. Unfortunately, the Flying Scotsman doesn't have the speed. There's one of the London expresses that make all the stops along the way. So that stops at a few key stations along the network. These are the heavy Scotch local services. These call at all stations London to Edinburgh. These call at a few select stations, London to Edinburgh, and they do make a fair chunk of money doing it. And these are the local commuter services. They call at a bunch of stations also shared with the mainline trains, acting as sort of a commuter network for Edinburgh. And unless I'm very much that's one of those. Where's the Flying Scotsman? Where's the Scot? Edinburgh. Edinburgh. Brah. Where's the Scot? I know she should be somewhere. There's only 2 of them, though. They've got to be somewhere. There's also the express that runs via the northern route from Edinburgh to Darlington. So the northern line was actually added relatively late. So there's a few things to bear in mind. If it's a Scottish passenger service, it has these sort of maroon coaches that we paint, which give a distinct colour in the way they're painted, of the line colour. If it's a secondary service, it has the line colour plus cream. If it's a tertiary or commuter service, it has these 3-axle coaches and is below 55 miles an hour. And if it's an express, it's hauled by one of these 442s in the line, 422s in the line colour, with the French 75-mile-an-hour coaches. But yeah, the Northern Line is actually one of the more recent routes. It's a secondary line, but it's proven very, very popular. Especially when we actually finish the link. So, you plough through here where you've actually reached the end of a branch line at Hexham. From there, you actually then, the Northern Main Line was created by merging 2 branch lines via a connecting route here at Hexham and at Kirkby Stephen. So, Hexham was originally a branch terminus, where the branch line from Morpeth comes in, and then, of course, the Northern Secondary Main Line terminated here, after a 3-stop run from Edinburgh. Then we added in a line from Kirkby Stephen to Hexham, which is mostly in tunnel. Then we added a diverting double track section here, which provided the link between, which meant you could run a mainline service, an express from Darlington to Edinburgh non-stop. And thus the Northern Line was created. Now, the main line from Scotland comes south, through Musselburgh, North Berwick, Dunbar. The express line diverts past all of these stopping stations. And the expresses only relink with the main line when they're also doing a stop. So the first express stop is at Alnwick. Here at Alnwick, you can change for the secondary line to Morpeth and Newcastle, whereas the mainline trains just go on direct to Newcastle. There's also a diversion line here for the Scotsman, that it doesn't have to share with the expresses when they're making their stops either. So after this, we come through to here, Newcastle upon Tyne, one of the largest stations on the network. Here you've got the other main line for the coastline, which serves Sunderland, Middlesbrough, and then relinks with the main line at Northallerton. The main line runs on to Durham. Here at Durham, you've got one end of the branch line that serves Bishop's Auckland and then relinks at Darlington. Then you've got a section mostly in tunnel to Darlington. At Darlington, you've got the unusual push and pull line that links into the coast at Saltburn. And you've got obviously the main line, the secondary line to Kirkby Stephen and the branch line to Bishop's Auckland. From there, you've also got there's the Northallerton, there's the Middlesbrough line. You've got the coastline here, which links Hartlepool, Middlesbrough, and Saltburn. You've also got ferries knocking around as well, including the long-distance ferry to Scarborough. Then here, they've got Northallerton. Northallerton is a busy junction station. You've got the secondary line, you've got the coastline, and you've got the main line. Then we come to arguably the busiest part of the network. Here is Thirsk. Thirsk serves the main line, the express main line, a line to Leeds, and the Scarborough line. So going through here, this is the busiest part of the network. You've got freight, passenger trains, all serving this section of track. You've got the freight tunnels under York. You've got York Station here, which is actually only served by the passenger trains now. Yeah, lots of freight traffic comes through here. Really, really busy. Before we go further south, let's head east and west. You've got York Steel Mill. That puts out steel at a rapid rate. It's served not only by standard gauge stock, but also by the narrow gauge iron ore line that pulls iron ore in from Harrogate Iron Ore Mine and ships it to York. This is the entrance to the freight tunnels under York. Really steep gradient. Very challenging for engines. It can be, but it was necessary. So, through here, you've got the line to Scarborough. The Scarborough main line is very popular. There's also the mill here that's served by the Scarborough Steel Mill. Really, again, this is a really busy section of trackage. In fact, the only real section of 4-track main line to see any use was actually built here because of the sheer amount of mineral traffic we actually have to deal with from 4 different mines and grain traffic as well coming into the food processing plant at Scarborough. Scarborough is a mid-sized city. It's not that big, but it serves as a hub area and it does help connect a lot of areas. Really busy here is Hull. Hull is a really, really busy part of the network. You've obviously got the Hull to Scarborough trains, which are very, very busy. And you've got the main Hull to Selby, which is one of the most profitable trains on the network. But let's actually get back to the main line, shall we? So, this is Selby. This is where it all started. It's why my HQ is here. From here, we oversee the actual first railway station that the company ever built. And the first 2 lines, what has eventually become the London to Edinburgh main line, which started out as the Selby to York, and the first line we ever built, which was the Selby to Hull passenger line. Then we've got the Leeds Circular, which is a network of sort of quasi-commuter lines that serve Leeds, Bradford, Huddersfield, Wakefield. And then there are branch lines from Bradford and Leeds that serve the little town of Skipton. From Leeds, Leeds is the second busiest station on the network. I think it's actually tied with Doncaster for busiest. But yeah, you've got 6 platforms. All of them in use. You've got the branch trains, the main line to Leeds, the main line to Thirsk, the bridge line to Sheffield. It's all really busy. But of course, the real busy these are the flyovers. These have basically decongested a lot of the freight traffic that used to go on the main line, making it a lot easier to actually handle. Doncaster. 5-platform station, tied with Leeds for title of the busiest station on the network. 2 express lines meet here, the line from King's Lynn, and the line that goes obviously between Edinburgh and London, has its middle stop here. And of course, the King's Lynn to the Leeds local services as well. Heavy freight is a major part of the network's business, usually worked by these smart 060s. Unfitted freight trains, for some reason in this universe, can run at 60 miles an hour. God knows why. The green line is the holdout of the GWR 060s on the network, and has been for some time. But with a new generation of GWR 060 available, let's see if we can't add something to the network, eh? So the Dean Goods, they're a lot more powerful, and they have a great deal more tractive effort than the older Armstrong Goods engines do. Significantly more. So what we need 3 Armstrong Goods to do, we can do with 2 Dean Goods. I reckon. we go. Paradine goods. Look at that. Absolutely lovely. First class. And then the summit in the grade with the plastics train. Like, it's all just happening. So, obviously you can see the main line splits off there. You've got the Grimsby line. The freight-only lines around here that work the timber around there. The Boston to Grimsby coastline, which is the secondary route. Kings Lynn down through Bury St Edmunds into Ipswich. The express line to London and the line to Harwich. And then we come through here, down through Peterborough, being paralleled by the Sheffield to Bedford line, which then becomes the Bedford to London line. Then through here you've got the secondary line through Cambridge, Bishop Stortford, Hatfield, Enfield. And then you've got Bedford, Stevenage, Enfield, London. And then the main line comes through Stevenage, through Hatfield. And finally, here it terminates at London King's Cross. And this is where most trains that we... And there, that one there. I've been looking for you guys. Yep, this is the Scot. This is Flying Scotsman. London to Edinburgh. Unfortunately, even with all the diversions made for it, and everything we've done around it, it still takes longer than 20 minutes to complete the run. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Scotsman is currently timed to take about 40 real minutes to complete a run. I'll actually check the timetable, funnily enough, because it'll be Express London to something. There we go. And Ipswich, Hull, Enfield. Or is it Edinburgh, London? Why are you not on unbunching? You should be. Yeah, unfortunately, it's timed to take about 30 to 28 minutes. I need to shave 10 minutes off that timing. If I can do that, people will actually start using the Flying Scotsman, which will be massive. I just need slightly faster trains. Where's the other one? He's just leaving Edinburgh Waverley. Perfect. See, so hopefully the idea is this train will get to 75 miles an hour and will just hold it all the way to Edinburgh. Because if it doesn't... can't you make special waypoints for that? No, it is taking the shortest route. I'll show you, so we'll follow along. So, as we go north, first of all, it's on the express line. It's on the dedicated line for express trains, which is not overcrowded. There's very little chance of getting stuck behind another express. So it's already on the dedicated express line out of London. Then that express line keeps the express trains completely separate from regular services. All the way up to Doncaster. Completely bypassing all of the intermediate stations. The only thing is when we get to Doncaster, we have to break through this section here share tracks with freight trains for a moment, and then we're back on the express lines north. So far, it hasn't been too difficult to actually manage, given that the other express trains do tend to actually provide a window for which we can actually cross over. So that's not too bad. Then comes up here, follows the 4-track section where you have the oil train and the express trains coming through this area. Then, whereas the regular expresses actually relink with the main line, the Scotsman bypasses this completely and relinks with the main line here. Main express line here. Powers with the other expresses through this area, over the large arch viaduct near Durham, comes down through here, and then rejoins the main line here. Breaks off past Alnwick since it doesn't make a stop there. The stopping express, the semi-fast trains do. Then it comes here, through here, and then there you go, onto the express line, and then the straight shot all the way through to Edinburgh. And that's the... Like I said, the problem isn't that it's getting delayed. The problem is I don't have the straight line speed. I need 80 to 90 miles an hour, I think, to shave those minutes off to actually get me the speeds I need to get under that magic 20-minute number. There we go. Okay, we're going to replace all the log trains with GWR ones because the... Oh, wow, you are actually really powerful. Okay, the LSPCR can maintain its... Oh, yeah, especially with a new log car that basically fits with those engines. That's really quite funny. Give me a caboose, not a caboose, sorry, a brake van. There we go. So orange and darker orange and gold and come on, autosave, hurry up. Come on, autosave, hurry up, thank you. There we go. So again, same thing with you, so... And there we go. More skeleton log cars, because I found them quite useful for this service. How much do you actually move? You move timber at about 240, you think. What do we have that can actually carry timber at about 45 miles an hour? Is there anything we have? No, you already carry that. Yeah, you don't carry flats at all. Yeah, so... Yeah. Yeah, it is one of those things. So for now, we'll leave that as it is. Maybe we'll convert it later, but for now everything is as it needs to be. Well, what's your... So you're the old type of 060, aren't you? Yeah, you're the old type. You're the old 060. Yeah, you're this type. Yeah, the modern Dean Goods are actually significantly stronger than you, so we'll put them in charge of that work instead. There we go. Brake van! Oh wait, I'm in the wrong thing. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Brake van! There we go. Perfect. Oh yeah, those more powerful 060s are really making light work of these trains. Even the gradient up out of the industrial area is not proving too much of a challenge for them. There we go. Come on. Hurry up. Are there inside cylinders modelled, I wonder? Sadly not. Stonking away like that. Beautiful. Okay. So where are we now? So he's moving stuff. That's moving stuff. Good, 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 good. The amount of coal being moved by these freights is redonkulous. It's kind of huge. Oh my god, 57 mile an hour coal train, holy shit! Okay, so... Right, so what's... Okay, never mind. What's very bad? Something, it's telling me there are very... Okay, you're very bad. You please be pinned, thank you. Yep, so you... Yeah, you easily make enough. You keep your double-decker omnibuses. You don't make quite enough. You get single-decker omnibuses. Now you manage vehicles. You're doing more than fine, actually. I'm going to upgrade you to double-deckers because I think you might need them. You guys are in a pretty bad way. You're doing pretty well, though, so we're going to upgrade you to the brand new, all singing, all dancing steam bus. You guys are not doing so well. I'm going to downgrade you to a single-decker omnibus. You guys are actually just out of date, so steam bus for you. You guys are just about break even, which means you get to keep your double-decker omnibus. You guys are not break even at all, so you guys get single-decker omnibuses. You guys are just, yeah, you're just standard bus failures, so you get that. You guys, yeah, you guys are making bank. Yep, double-decker omnibus for you. No No complaints here. And you guys are not bad yet. You're very bad. You're just bad, so you get to stay. And there we go. Jobs are good. Perfect. Yeah, all up train speeds on this part of the network have significantly increased. Now that we've decongested it a little bit. And the little industrial trams. Aren't they adorable? Lovely. My little mini conveyor belt of justice. Yeah, there's a lot of throughput going down these networks. It really is. I really have created a network that is just, well, it's all these things to all these people. But, well, it just does feel quite nice to actually have the entire map connected. That in theory, if a passenger had the time, you could go from any station to any station on a single ticket, if he wanted to. How is the express train actually doing? Let's have a look. The Edinburgh to Aberdeen express train. Where are you guys, anyway? There's one of them. Where's the other one? He's right behind him. Why are you right behind each other? Hold on. You're not unbunching, that's why. Never mind, we'll unbunch it the next time you run. But that shouldn't be too long, since the express train to Aberdeen is absolutely flying down the line. Yeah, that might only be a single ferry route. It's fine. Not a problem. The ferries are working. Passenger trains going every which way, taking people wherever they want to go. Providing a healthy, reliable, consistent service. 6 billion in the bank! Good lord. Right. Okay. Everything is going reasonably all right. And thank God it is. Left. Ha! I want more rolling stock is what I want. I want a lot more rolling stock. I'm trying to plow through the 1880s so I get more rolling stock. Oh. Oh, I haven't built Newcastle Subway. Yeah, that was something I was going to do, wasn't it? Yeah. Newcastle Subway. There we go. And then we will build the subway. The brand new Newcastle subway. There we go. And then we have that come up there like that. And then... Hi, how are you? I wish to tram. Thank you. Or in this case, kinda subway? There we go. Perfect. So what we do now is we then build the tram subway in Newcastle. Which should hopefully take some pressure off the city's overtaxed buses. So, what was an 8 stopper, wasn't it? Only a 6, okay. Then 6 is what it shall have. There we go. And there we go. We have created the first subway. No, actually we haven't. There is the London Underground as well, which we did also build. Which actually has 2 lines in it, funnily enough. You've got the one that starts at King's Cross, and then descends into the tunnels under London. And then you've got and then it comes out the other side of London over here. And then you've got the one that starts on the east side of the north side of London, which is not really what it is. It's the west side of London. Drops down and then comes out the other side. But it is the main cross-London subway that does get the most attention. And we're off. Into the London subway we go. Subway. Underground! Underground! I'm not American. There we are. We're going underground, going underground. It's what we do, it's who we are. Here we are, first station of the underground. Ignore that clipping, it's because the game's not set up to handle underground stations. That won't be till the next game, Transport Fever 3, comes out. So, while people do get on and off, there is also a lot of people who do want to go further forwards as well. So then we come to the actual interchange of the underground, which is Lower London. Lower London is the interchange between the two, which is between the north-south line, which we are on, and the east-west line. Here passengers can change for an underground train going east to west. I think there's London Central Underground Station, then there's the above ground terminus at the other end of the line. But yeah, it's it's a very unique set of tramways, and it does work though. So for now, everything seems to be mostly alright. Yeah, the secondary lines through Cambridge are doing mostly fine. There we go. Those LSBCR 042s are absolutely working these trains as I want them worked, which I am absolutely fine with. Ugh, it's very cold though, I must say. It's very, very cold today. So, what's next? There'll be something else I can do. Must be some part of the network that needs improving. Because unless I see a clear need to actually add new parts to the network, I generally don't. There's got to be a need for me to have it. I'm basically waiting on electrics to work that line. Little electric rail cars I've got coming. There we go. I have railed the entire line, which I am very happy with. I was tempted to try and build a line from Kirkby Stephen to Skipton, but I was questioning whether or not there would be demand for that. It said it could actually build... I don't know what this is going to do. Let's find out. This may or may not work. I have no idea what it'll do. An error occurred. See logs. Oh. I think some things are actually built. Because it's slowed down. Yes, something has happened. Yes, something is happening. I'm just not sure what. Yeah, something is actually happening. Connections are being built. Just got to give it a minute while it builds them. The game is working. Hey, the autosave still works, so I know it's not locked up, which is good. I have no idea how this is going to work. Yeah, it's definitely still working. Yeah, it's definitely still working. There you go. Okay, I bought the procedure. I wonder if did any actually get built, I wonder. No, I don't think any of them actually did get built. Shame. Ah well, never mind. I should, you know what? Maybe I should build the Great North Road now that I think about it. Yeah, I probably should. Let's actually build the Great North Road. Because road transport is something that your people do actually want in-game. So let's actually build a kind of Great North Road. Come on. No, come on. There we go. Just link together these towns so that, yes, you can, in theory, if you wish to, travel up the country by road vehicle. I don't know why you would, given the fact that our beautiful railway line exists, but if you wished to, you could, in theory, travel up the country by road. I'm not connecting the entire country by road, but I will at least build enough road connections that you can make a little bit of a bodged journey by road up the country. So from there, through Peterborough, then... Okay, oh yeah, it's obvious, yeah. Well, first things first, you have a link up there to that. Obviously. Then... come out through... No. Never mind, ignore that. Why do you want to build a large arc curve? Why won't you just go straight? There, thank you. Why won't you just go straight? The fuck is wrong with you, game? There we go. So that goes through there like that. There we go. So that then links into into Newark. From Newark, you... Again, I do not know why the game has an insistence on... like, up through there like that. And then, yeah, I'm not serving this farm, so we'll bulldoze a single farmer's field just to get the road out. Perfect. Then up through here. Then out through there, like that. Link onto there. Beautiful. That gets you up to Doncaster. Then Doncaster, you come out through the... There we go. Through there, like that. Then here, you come out through here, like that. And you link into a little, actually, you link into that road there. Perfect. We've already got the section of the Great North Road that links York and Thirsk. Heavily travelled by, our own lorries. Sorry, we got there first. You'll have to share. So then into Northallerton, then and then into Darlington. Now, this is where the branch comes off the main line, but if we are actually building the Great North Road, then yeah, we should probably serve Bishop's Auckland as well. Lovely. And then Newcastle upon the Tyne is our next destination. The great blackened wooden bridges of the Great North Road are a sight to behold. I'm going to say that's a key hallmark of the Great North Road, is the blackened wooden bridges. Then into Alnwick. Then you start out from the Alnwick bypass there, and you come through like that. Beautiful. And that gets you into Berwick-on-Tweed. And we will rebuild the level crossings there. Maybe not. Maybe we'll come out. Yeah, we'll come out this way instead. There we go. Perfect. Lovely. And that gets you into Dunbar. I don't know why I did that like that, but hey-ho. And then, of course, along the coast road to North Berwick. Then out of North Berwick into Musselburgh. and then out of Musselburgh into Edinburgh, and that is the Great North Road. If any of you people own horse and carts, you may now use your own horse and carts. God help you, though. It's a heck of a run up the Great North Road. Well, that was an interesting little build-up we did. Well, I have to see if anyone actually uses the Great North Road. What private transport there is. It is a bit weird, but we'll see how it goes. Because now the connections have been established, it's going to take the AI a while to figure out, oh, hang on. I can actually move by non-rail vehicle to where I need to go. But they haven't quite figured that out just yet. They will do, though, in time. It's really, really cold, though. Excuse me, I'm just gonna get a blanket. It's really cold. It is really properly cold. Very cold. Blanket acquired. Blanket acquired, blanket acquired, blanket acquired. Oh, blanket acquired. It's that cold. It's that cold. It's that cold. Holy smokes, it's that cold. So... It's so cold! Why is it so cold? Isn't it supposed to get warmer here in the UK as the year goes on? I thought. There we go. Plenty of trains moving around. So cold. So cold. Good lord. Forgive me if you can hear some crunching. I have just had to go and get some crackers. So I've got some carbs to keep me warm. Because it is that cold. It is that freezing. Good gravy. It is that freezing. Well, we're coming up on the end of 1883. Okay. So, a lot of the refineries are down here. And to be fair, a large chunk of oil does actually flow through here. But it's tied into the networks. I wonder. I wonder. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. And then basically this whole thing this does is it goes what's better, to go over or to go under? Over looks a bit weird. Under looks significantly better. go. And that's just there to provide a link between these two. Oh. Like the t-shirt said to the vest, go under! God, you really are full of zingers today, aren't you? You really, really are full of zingers. Oh, good lord. Absolutely full of zingers. This. Oh. Is that a... Okay. I'll have to bear that in mind. I didn't realise we'd actually connected with the, one of the... It's fine. It's fine. It shouldn't be a problem. The small trains cannot request the track until they're right up next to it. The expressors can request it back there. It's fine. We should have no problems at all. You'd have to have a perfect storm to even have it be a problem. This did not go swimmingly for Fleet. This went badly. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine, I'm sure. There we go. 4 trains should be fine, I think. Yeah, 4 trains should be more than sufficient. Is there such a good thing as the perfect storm? Is that a phrase? But yeah, is there such a thing as a perfect... that is an excellent point. I have no idea if there is such a thing as a perfect storm. Now that you mention it. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. There we go. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, all of my ferries just became infinitely better. Gaining 6 miles an hour at top speed. Which is huge. A woo-woo indeed. Now let's have a look at these new Gen R 422s. Not really that powerful. Well, it makes the coastal steamship runs a lot faster. Yeah, but honestly, compared to the locos we have, they're kind of crap. They don't really fit into any niche that I need. That's the problem. There we go. Yeah, we'll just very quickly sort out the ferries. go. Now you can tell by the colour of a ferry's funnel where you're going. That increase in ferry speed is going to make these actually very attractive. Especially for the Hull to Grimsby crossing. Which is already a very attractive ferry route. Since technically you can start a journey to London from Hull. You can board the ferry to Grimsby. Arrive in Grimsby. Catch a cross Grimsby tram to here. Board a local passenger train to Boston. At Boston, catch a train to King's Lynn. Change at King's Lynn for a service to Ipswich. And then at Ipswich, change for a fast express that'll highball you to London in speed and comfort. Almost too much speed and comfort, it seems. That's a really popular set of... That is really popular. That's 55. That's the train's filled up to the brim. I'm surprised that is as popular as it is. Damn, okay. So the train... Wow, the trains need to be longer. Let's add some additional second or third class compartments, I think. There we go. I think there's going to be a demand for crude oil to flow into... Well, there already is crude oil flowing into Newark, but there'll be more of a demand than there already is. But I can also have additional flows in. So, for example, I can flow in from Nottingham. And I can have crude oil that flows in from Nottingham. But what I'm not going to do is I'm going to have that tie into the normal thing, because I don't want to actually completely foobar the roads. Oh, it needs to be the other way around. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. We can do that, he says. There we go, that'll do. And then goes out, and we'll have some flat crossings with the railway line because that will be fine. It's just a bunch of trams after all. It's fine. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely first class. That's how you do it. Let's ship some bloody crude. Hell yeah. Ship the crude! I don't know why I said it like that with a sort of weird hillbilly American accent, but fuck it, I guess. I think about 8 of these tanker trains should be enough for the volume that we're going to move. Yep, that's fine. There's no breaks in the tram, is there? No. All the rails are in place. That's good. There we go. And now the crude will flow. Or it now has places to go. It's all connected through, so that means that's connected to that, which is connected to that, which is exactly what I wanted. Now the flow. Now the flow with crude. I can't. It's too funny. So it's going to take a while for the flow to actually grow up because it's going to need to actually understand where it can and can't go. Okay, Nottingham got big when I wasn't looking. Why are you so damn big, Nottingham? And when did you get so damn big? There we go. Perfect. Now I got them two there, then one there. Then one there. One there. One there. There we go. Then one there. One there. One there. And then one there to allow for future growth. Nottingham got big and nobody told me! Damn, cargo has actually outstripped passengers. I was not expecting that. There we go. So, yep. 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 And how many... So 11... Wow, we need 11 trams. Wow. Damn. 11. That is a significant amount of trammage. And then the way around, so it starts there, goes around, round, round. Round the houses, basically. Perfect, and then 11 trams for that line. And then... Purple! You just find little things while you're focusing on other things, and then you go and you deal with them. Hey, you guys are getting on a bit, aren't you? Yeah, you are. I may as well check the profitability of our lines. Okay, that's not surprising. A lot of the major lines are making profit. Most profitable passenger line is by some margin the London to Edinburgh Expresses that call at most stations. Second most profitable is the one to and from Ipswich. And you're the... Yep, so yep, that's all profitable. Not surprising. Is there anything that absolutely just isn't profitable? Yeah, the grain trains into and out of Hull and Scarborough, and the... How are you not... You don't carry anything. How are you not that profitable? Or not the worst... That's strange. Never mind. Okay. Something just struck my brain. What was it? Lightning bolt. Oh, yeah. The trains only. Okay, so most of our trains are in actually good condition. There's nothing that is actually... No, it's the last three lines that use the old 222s that are the ones that are a little bit long in the tooth. And, of course, the coastal line with its absolutely iconic 242 tanks. How many people want to go to Thirsk? Holy shit. I'm not really feeling Railroad Tycoon 3 right now. I'm gonna be honest. There we go. Okay. So... What I am thinking... is... tramline out the city. Try and take some pressure... off of the... buses. Provide a direct route to Thirsk and tie it into the primary tram line. But operate it more as an interurban than as a... Yeah, this is operating more as an interurban than it is as a... So it's operating as interurban, it has 8, it wants 4 trams. And they will actually be the first trams to be timetabled that I've ever done. So basically, when they leave the various cities at South Street and West Street, respectively, they unbunch to make sure that when it comes to that interurban part of the run, they're not too close to the tram in front of them. Basically. Then they obviously interchange directly with the trams in Thirsk, which can then link directly to Thirsk Station. Hopefully easing some of the passenger demand. We hope. There is just something to be said for watching the world work. I think it's because Thirsk hoovers up the traffic that's going south from Middlesbrough. That's why this is the busiest section of the line for the trains heading south. It's actually the reason why they are as long as they are. I don't know if this whole interurban tram idea will be successful, but we'll see. Okay, there's definitely some traffic that wants to go that way. But store them in the warehouses, but gibbity gabbity goobity, as we say. Now we can store all the things we need. There used to be lots of machine tools here in York, but now there's not so many. Production is way down. Since a lot of well, yes, some sawmill, some timber does come here, it's not nearly enough to maintain production. What we need is a new direct timber flow. Ideally into York West. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that could work. Especially if we're just dropping it here, which I would plan to be doing, yeah. Yeah. There we go. And then I want a left-hand platform because that means I can store timber in warehouses, which is good. Perfect. And then, yep, I want that. Thank you very much. No, go straight. Thank you. There we go. Building industrial railways here. Viaduct. It's important. There we go. And there we go. Curve round. Perfect. Love it. So let's get that set up. I reckon about 10 of these longer trains should be sufficient to work this new line. I think. There we go, and then job's a good one. And then what we'll do is I'm going to build basically a brand new freight line that'll run into York West from this side. Come up through here, through here, through here, through here. Then it'll hook under the Harrogate Viaduct that way, rather than trying to cram it into the already extant freight lines. There we go. Perfect. Lovely. Lovely. And here we go. Under the Harrogate Viaduct. That's what I would say if I hadn't lost the cursor. There it is. Under the Harrogate Viaduct. There we are. And you can use either station track as and when it's available. No problems at all. There we go. Problem when you have this much money is that you're not, and without challenging terrain, you're not really challenged to build railway lines that really challenge engines and crew, which I suppose you don't really want anyway, but still. Because this then provides a link between the sawmill and the other sawmill, which then ties that into the rest of the network. Which is exactly what we want. There we go. And you can use either of the two platforms you are allowed to use. Lovely. And then for this, obviously, it'll be a pair of... honestly... hey, it'll still be a pair of the modern 060s, because they're still the best freight engines on the network. Just no contest. They just knocked 7 bells out of any other freight engine you want to use. So you take 10. You carry 7, but I can get more of you than I can get of the 10. So yeah, we'll have the open wagons instead. Lovely. And a brake van. 2 trains required. Looking pretty in pink. Off you go. And then obviously they need timetabling, which isn't too hard. So obviously Darlington South is where they unbunch, not York West. Boom. Make sure they keep their times. They do. Brilliant. Fantastic. And then that links that together. And that means that once the logs start flowing, as they are going to now start flowing, then we will have a very, very nice thing indeed. And also by making it so that we're only transporting timber, we're actually... There we go. Off you go, boys. Have fun. Don't fail. Okay, so things are going mostly well. Yeah, we got the 060 freight engines of the Great Western still doing the jobs they're meant to do. It really is a busy section of the network, this. Really is. There goes that train on its way out. It basically takes a while for it to get going, but once it does, everything will slot neatly into place and it'll all work. It just takes a little bit. You can tell they're working those engines hard, throttle wide open. Go on, lads, give it some thrash. Give it some thrash. I'd make the trains longer, but I don't have the station length or the signalling set up for that. Nice. But yeah, unfortunately. Right, so everything is mostly running as I wanted to. Not perfectly, mind you, but definitely better than I was expecting it to at some points. Mineral traffic is absolutely through the roof. But it's always been through the roof. There's the steel. There we are. Wow, passenger. Okay, passenger numbers are down fairly much on the. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Yeah, the two circulars are doing fine. Yeah, the commuter lines are doing fine. Everything else seems to be alright. Nothing wrong over here, is there? No. No more jam-ups than usual. Although Scarborough Halt has become a little bit more than just an interchange. Okay, yeah, you... Yeah, you need double the amount of vehicles you have. That just needs to happen. The unbunch will update automatically, yeah, but we need that. That's just gotta happen. We don't have the amount of vehicles on it. That is a ludicrous amount of kit that needs to move. That's just massive. I can tell you what, we'll try it with one more train. And we'll see how that goes. If we need another one, we'll see. We might do, we might not. There's a through mineral train on its way. There we go. Perfect. Look at this. Isn't it all beautiful? It's absolutely first class. Absolutely first class. Capital, capital, capital. Oh yeah, it's all there. Tip top. Spit spot. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely jubbly. Coming up at 1885. Let's see what 1885 gives us in terms of motive power. (1883) gave us the 042s that really enabled us to put the Scotch local services on the map. I was 1882, sorry, they've been serviced for nearly 3 years now. 1884 gave us the GNR-A2s, which are a bit, yeah. 1883 gave us the Dean Goods and the other ones. I wonder what will 1885 give us. Hard to say. Something good, I hope. Doncaster is not a big city at all. And yet it serves as the reason the station's so busy, it serves as a junction point for 2 main lines and 2 express lines. So I'm so not surprised it's one of the busiest railway stations on the network. Wait, we have goods now, don't we? Yeah, we do have goods now, actually. Careful, folks. Fleet's doing the big thing. Batten down the hatches. Hide the women and children. Fleet's thinking. Go. Then we can also send fuel into here as well. Presumably. Maybe all on one train, actually. If we use the right wagons for it. There we go. No, we don't want trams for this. We just want traditional lorries. There we go. Perfect. We also will need some. Yep, we'll need some cargo things so we can actually hold the goods we're gonna get. And I will want, thank you very much, if you'll let me, I want about 14 horse lorries for this. Thank you. Come on. Come on. There we go. So, again, they look pretty in pink. Oh, no, you don't. You're not getting me that easily. There we go. That's that bit done. There we go. Perfect. This is GWR territory, so it should probably be GWR's trains handling the final leg. It should be the GWR 060s that actually do handle that final leg of the journey. It's only fair. A lovely rich blue colour as well. It's lovely. Have a look. Yep, that'll do. That's exactly what I want. Probably want about 90 capacity. And just the one train for now. Shouldn't need more than that given the distance we're covering. Now Doncaster is going to consume goods, which is good. And I can also make Doncaster consume fuel as well if I can produce some. The fuel refineries are down here. I thought there would be more demand, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought there would be a lot more demand for, well... what we can do... is we can do the same thing we just did, but again... there we go. Yes. And then it bounces around like that. There we go. And then that literally just goes through there like that. And then crosses over that like that, which is fine. And links into there like that. And we'll have another set of platforms on to the side for our other oil train. Oil trains, oil trams. Oil tram trains. Oil not coil tram trains. I will admit, my jokes could do with a teeny tiny little itty bitty bit of work. I admit. Not perhaps on peak form today, am I? There we go. Well, there we are. We have officially passed the first half of the 1870s. The 1880s. Okay, new... okay, well, that's it. Ah, well, never mind, folks. We have officially passed that part of the 1880s. And with that, and as we have been going for a good solid nearly 4 hours now, I am going to bid you adieu. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Tune in tomorrow for not Fleet's Ramblings. It'll probably be, it might be Fleet's Ramblings, actually. Given that I haven't actually picked out a little thing that I want to do. But, if it isn't, then, well, you shall see. Take care, everybody. And I will catch you all next time. And you know what? Do you know what I think we'll do? I think, says he... I think we'll go over and visit a good friend. That's what I think we'll do. Well, let's end this stream with a bombshell. Thank you everyone for coming. Take care, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye!
Shared behind number 2, the G16 Mogul.